my little skirmish. What have I told you about trying to understand my strategies?
I'm sorry, Your Kangasty. I just want to try and get closer to your genius.
They obviously intend to restore the Nexus, but for what purpose? Ravonna!
Then Cosmo said, late! What the reason was late? You are welcome. Anytime, you know?
Yeah?
And that was first time Cosmo could talk.
Uh-huh.
Like, really could talk.
Wow, that's fascinating, Cosmo. I have to do a check on the team's progress. If you could send Nowhere's manifest, that would be a big help.
No problem. You will have it before, when Portal, she is open. Then Cosmo will still tell of man throwing stick. But he no throw stick.
Wow, that dog can talk.
Hey, watch out!
Sorry.
I think I preferred you as Yellow Jacket.
Man, I need a vacation.
What's that? Oh, yes. News never sleeps, so neither do I. And neither does the task of collecting the shattered Nexus. Heimdall has spotted a shard in the Kree sector of Chronopolis. Hala! So who better to tackle a mission against extraterrestrial oddballs than the Guardians of the Galaxy? They may have shown up late, and one of them is a glorified branch, but you gotta respect their can-do attitude. Who knows? Maybe the Kree creeps won't realize they're in possession of the fragment and let Gamora and the guys in and out without too much trouble. Well, a guy can dream, can't he?
Now, to find that Nexus shard. Where have you been?
It had to blow up some defense thingy. Lots of lasers, lots of explosions.
I am Groot.
Shh! What's the point in me lying? If you go and tell them we were having dessert.
Focus, guys. What's the plan, Peter?
Well, I figured if we sneak in and...
I've been blinded!
Relax, numbskull. It's just dark.
Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 walkthrough. This is level 15, at least in the order that I'm doing them, but either way it is 15 out of 20, and this is the level Kree Search and Development, I think is the name. Now normally these level names have a pretty good play on words for some commonly said statement, but I have no idea what Kree Search and Development is supposed to be a play on. Mostly because I don't know what Kree is, so unless I named the level incorrectly on my video title, then I don't know, or it's just some reference I have no understanding of. Anyway, the first thing we gotta do is power up a couple of, well, I guess we're powering up the whole station in this place, so we'll just use this crane kind of, you know, Earth crane style, whatever, because just because Star-Lord says, oh man, I used to do this a lot when I was a kid, and I have to remember, we're not technically on Earth here in this kind of alternate mending of dimensions. And you'll just want to pick up the correctly colored, coded fuel cell and drop it into the fuel cell circle. I don't really know what else to call any of that, so hopefully that makes sense. But as we can see there, you just do that with 3 of them. We've color-coded a million things in this LEGO game so far, so you should be pretty good at that by now. Then that's going to get that generator rolling, and we're going to see a lot of these statues, kinda, not really statues, I guess robots coming up, and I don't know what they're supposed to be of. I guess Kang or some other, who are we fighting here? We're fighting, what's that guy's name? The guy at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, who's basically a clone of Darth Vader, at least from the movie, because Guardians of the Galaxy was like Star Wars. I mean, you have Thanos, who is Darth Sidious, is a giant head talking down to his little apprentice minion who is Darth Vader, and one of them's trying to destroy the world, and then one ends up betraying the other, which ends up being both of their demise, sort of. I guess the big difference is, though, they didn't kill Darth Sidious in Guardians of the Galaxy because they have to keep him for Infinity War. Anyway, I know very well they're not really the same enemy, but come on. Guardians of the Galaxy was a lot like Star Wars. You can't really deny that. But it was still a good movie. It was pretty cool, and we're kind of playing through that a little bit here, but it's kind of funny because small funny story spoiler alert, which you're probably not even going to hear because I'm going to be talking over it anyway when we get to the boss. Whoever we're fighting, who I cannot remember the name of, makes fun of Star-Lord because of his dance-off at the end of the movie. He says, "Dancing won't save you this time," and my goodness, that dance-off almost ruined the movie for me in Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's okay. We all have our different views on what we like and don't like. So, anyway, enough about the movie. On to the level, which I haven't really talked too much about. As we saw in that kind of mini cutscene, we're going to have to work our way across this, what appears to be kind of like a robot factory. Not really sure what this is, and we're going to have to climb up a couple of those fire presses that are way over to our right. But first we have a few more obstacles to deal with. In this case it'll be these laser walls created by those robots, and we can't get through them until we build I think we're building like a cart of some sort that has another sort of competing holographic or laser wall on it that we're gonna ride on. So it looks kind of cool. I actually kind of like this part, but we're gonna build this, destroy the Lego bricks, and then build that gravity mine location there in the middle, and then use Star-Lord and his gravity bomb to put that in. And then we're gonna want to switch on over to Groot here and make sure we are mini Groot so we can fit through the grating on that, and then we can pull down this lever and this will move the box to the outside. Now here we can build, or I guess repair, what we're supposed to be using, and Rocket is the one here who does all the fancy repairs. I believe it's going to be pretty similar to the way Iron Man repairs. You just push the buttons that show up on screen until the repairs are finished. And if you notice, Groot is actually on Rocket's shoulder, which makes it very aggravating to switch to Groot sometimes. So if you notice that little skip that I had there, that was me cutting out about, I think, 45 seconds of me just trying to switch to Groot, because I kept switching to Rocket instead of Groot, because for some reason Groot would not get off of his shoulder. Eventually the game decided, okay, you want to be on Groot now, and I did switch to Groot, but then I switched off of him automatically because by accident immediately, because I didn't think that I had switched to Groot that time. So I had to do it all over again. So that was probably a minute of me doing that was what that jump was. But anyway, I don't think we have to use Groot too much in this level. If we do, I don't think I cut out the part of me switching, or I switched to it a lot easier this time. I don't remember, but anyway, we'll just use that kind of beam wall to move on over here to the right side, and then there's going to be a couple of enemies we want to destroy, but again, kind of temporary in this game since we do have unlimited lives. Not temporary, optional. You don't actually have to defeat many enemies. But anyway, if we come on up here, there's a couple of places we can take out if you want to look at what you can access later in free play, but more importantly we're going to want to switch on over to this guy who I don't remember the name of and break down the wall, and then use Rocket once again to charge up this charging location, charge port, I don't know what to call it. Use his gun to charge that up. It can be kind of weird aiming into there, especially when your Lego minifigure friend doesn't want to move, but same thing as Thor, push and hold the B button, it'll burst the charge forward, and then just hold it there until it is fully powered, and then that should put down or shut down most of those presses, and it will get rid of all of the hot metal that would have killed you otherwise. And now we can jump on that up onto the platform to the right. And then up here there's going to be a couple more bricks. We're going to, holy wow, I'm having a hard time talking. I've narrated 9 videos today, so sorry about that. But anyway, I'm going to try to finish this whole game today for this walkthrough, so it's probably only going to get worse. Anyway, what else is new? So just build this swamp here, and then we're going to want to switch on over to Groot again, and then we're pretty soon going to be getting into the boss fight. So next will be a cutscene after we tear down this door, and then the boss for this level.
Way to go, big guy. Or a little guy.
Well done, my tree friend.
This doesn't feel right. Let's just get the shard and go.
Daughter of Thanos, is that any way for royalty to behave? You've spent too long in the company of thieves.
Ronan, thieves is such a strong word. Think of it more as us borrowing an itty-bitty chunk of crystal.
Silence! This shard taps into the infinite energy of the Nexus. With its power, I will lead my forces against Kang. He will pay for displacing the Kree.
Well, that sounds fine to me. Let's leave him to it. Oh!
Perhaps I should let you depart, rodent. But then again, my hounds hunger, for they haven't been fed in such a long time.
I am Groot.
I do not think they crave dessert.
And finally, the boss, who I think is named Ronan, right? I think I finally remembered his name. I definitely did not go look that up before I started narrating either. So he's going to be kind of a boss like any other boss. He's going to send some enemies after us that we'll have to defeat before we can defeat him. But I'm going to complain a little bit about where the story in this game goes, because after this scene, we're still technically part of Team Star-Lord, but we play as completely different heroes who I have never had any, like, hearing of in my life whatsoever. I have never seen them. I've never seen them in a poster. Anywhere. I've never heard of the heroes that we're going to play as in the next couple of levels. And the weird thing that I'm complaining about with the story mode is that just as Team Star-Lord gets stuck here after you defeat Ronan, and I don't remember that really being well explained until later on when you actually save them. So I don't know if there was just a cutscene that I completely missed. I watched them again for this walkthrough, and I don't really see it somewhere. I mean, I understand now what it was going for because I beat the game now, but anyway, the point is Team Star-Lord gets stuck here, so we're not actually going to play as them. I'm pretty sure we don't play as them after this level until we free them again, which takes 2 or 3 levels to do. And the story just was not very clear on that. And it just was a weird sort of comic book classic storytelling where it's just going to throw in this twist with some new characters you have no idea who they are. And I don't know, it just was weird. This game just took a really weird turn here, and it kind of felt like, as I said before, I sort of wish they ended this game at about 18 levels instead of 20, because I could have cut out the next 2 where you play as people I've never heard of. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get someone who's like, oh, I know exactly who those people are, I love them, they're my favorite hero, and I'm sure a lot of people do know who they are. I'm just saying I never have. And I've at least heard of some of these other guys, but I don't know, that's enough about that, I guess. I'll talk about that more in the next video. So, once Ronan's dogs are defeated, he's pretty easy. Just blast him away with guns or melee him when he's stunned, and once his health bar is gone, that'll be it for this level.
Heads up, Quill!
Stealth mission success.
Right, a real precision strike. No one saw us.
Seize!